The 1.5%
Oh, that makes me, that just makes my bones chill. That's scary stuff.
This bag ain't never going out of style. This bag ain't never going out of style. Gucci, Louis, Fendi, Prada might have got a while, but this bag ain't never going out of style. Ooh, she feeling my style.
What's poppin'? It's your boy Cassius Cuvée here, my man DJ Lex on the show Poppin' Crypto. We check your purchases at the door because this ain't your average crypto show. We like to have a little bit of fun with it while educating at the same time. Today, we have on a very special guest. DJ Lex, who we rocking with?
Trading Spaces.
That's right, we got on my man Guy Adami from Trading Spaces. You also know him from CNBC's Fast Money with Melissa Lee. That's right. And I brought him on here and we're going to discuss some trade ideas. But before we interview him, I want to spit a little something about his new show, Trading Spaces. DJ Lex, drop that beat one time. Yeah. All right, I started here. I know that 22 is going to be a harder year. So I tapped in for the tips that you volunteer. We ain't even got a trip. We can stand the fear. I'm just swinging on the VIX like a chandelier. The S&P is alright, but it's some damage here. But this the show that's gonna be making the advantage clear. Trading Spaces, I can't believe they had it. Wordplay on a classic, man. You must know Twitter magic like I'm watching Trading Places, and I laughed till it hurt me. Dan and Guy Adami, that's like Aykroyd and Murphy. Bitcoin was going up, then suddenly a stopping short. Calling BK Beaks like he got a crop report. When gambling and weed stocks drop, grown men cry, but Tim's a karate man. Hebrews on the inside and wear it well. My mind makes rounds like a carousel. Jamie Lee, Melissa Lee, that's one too many parallels. Throw back like a baby Ruth. I always have to say the truth. Somebody on Fox Business will probably play the Dukes. Trading Spaces is legit. They should follow y'all. Shout out to everybody on the team. I love all of y'all. Peace.
Trading Spaces.
DJ Lex, my man here. That's right. What's poppin'? It's your boy Cassius Cuvée. You know what I'm saying? We like doing the throwback stuff. Shout out my man Blockchain Cowboy. Always keeping it lit up in here, keeping me in check. We doing our thing, man. Big Monday. Bitcoin was going crazy. I'd like to start the show with some throwbacks just so you guys know how long I've been doing this. That was back when I had Guy Adami on my show, Poppin' Crypto. And, that was in January of 2022. And I was talking about doing some swing trades on the VIX. If you guys don't know what the VIX is, they call it the fear index. That's a slang terminology. But basically, it's the volatility index. And so what happens is the VIX spikes when usually when price action is going down. And my play was wait for it to spike and then short it back down, which is similar to appreciate that Blockchain Cowboy. Appreciate to when similar to when I was talking about trading that short squeeze that I did on Breakout Prop. Let me see here real quick. I can pull it up here. But yeah, the VIX is something that attracts the stock market, but crypto oftentimes kind of follows the stock market. So basically, it was one of those things that would spike, and then I'd wait for it to slow down, and then I'd short it back down. Very similar, not dissimilar to how we did this here. But anyways, we're going to get it started here. As always, this is not financial advice. You trade at your own risk. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. I have a lot of experience. That was kind of the point of me showing my throwback videos at the beginning, was because just to show you guys how long I really been trading and, been deep in the game. So, like I said, that was in 2022 when I had Guy Adami on the show, Guy Adami from CNBC on my show, Poppin' Crypto. And man, it's been a long journey since then. I've been doing crypto since then. I'm doing stocks before that. So I got a lot of knowledge. Every day I think of something like, man, I should talk about this in a live stream, or I should have talked about that on the last live stream. Like, for example, I'm going to just show you this one right off the top, okay? This right here, I posted this in the Discord today. And Blockchain Cowboy, how's the background music? Let me know if it's the right volume. I think it should be cool. But I posted this in the Discord, and what this is what we call a giga short, where, as you can see here, ZEC, we've been actually covering this on the show recently. and Zcash, and it was one of them ones that, like, I mean, it just pumped like crazy when everything else was pumping, you know, the end of the last year after the election, and I knew all that stuff was fake, so I shorted it back down. I got a lot that look like this, okay? A lot of them actually bigger than this. And, you know, Kai, she was like, whoa, I want to learn to get those gains. And really, I got to tell you guys, I've been planning this since 2022, okay? So this is not like a usual thing. I also want to call out, so Phemex, and Phemex, I am a partner with them, affiliate partner. And so basically, okay, cool. Volume's cool, he says. So basically, I knew that this would happen, and I got in Phemex, and I shorted all the way back down. This is one reason I love Phemex. They have so many coins, so many of these obscure coins that you can get a lot of volatility, a lot of price action out of them. So anyways, you know, yeah, you can do up to 50x in this thing. And I was chomping at the bit. This was back. So this is what I want to say, you guys. Way back, not way back. This is just into last year, okay? I was like really chomping at the bit for this trade. I've been waiting years for a trade like this. I'm telling you, I'm planning this since 2022 to wait for everything to pump and then short it all the way back down. So it's not something you're not going to get that 2,700% all the time. But I've been planning it, and I didn't even – that's why I was going to start live streaming. I was, honestly, back in like November or maybe sooner than that. But basically, I couldn't. I was so just locked into the charts. And that's how you guys got to be. If you really want to learn, if you really want to get gains, and you really want to call tops and get that precise moment, you got to be locked in. And I didn't have time to make content. Let me tell you something. Creating content is very time consuming. And, you know, I do it for the people because I know I wish I had someone like me when I was starting out to teach me all the things that everybody else don't talk about and keep it real, basically. And so, like, but, man, it was hard. In December, oh, my God, I was so in tight trading, man. I didn't have time to make content. I didn't have time to live stream. I didn't have time to set up a business and a Discord and all that other stuff. So that's what I'm doing right now, which doesn't afford me the time to trade as much. But I will say, boy, I did love trading on Breakout Prop. So also I'm an affiliate with Breakout Prop. I want to disclose that. Up here in the top corner, you see my discount codes. If you guys are new to the channel, you get a discount if you use my referral code, my affiliate link in Breakout Prop. So that's the benefit to you. Every time you purchase an evaluation, you can put in that code, and you'll save some money on the evaluation. So I definitely got to call that out, the GGRF7W. And I'm also an affiliate with Phemex, too, full disclosure. So anyways, but those are the two platforms I really trade on. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I have an affiliate with them. So what are we looking at, man? Well, you know what? Let's go back to my trade. I still only have one trade open. I didn't jump in anything. We've had a lot of sideways action for my trade, Jasmine, here. And it's pretty funny to me because it's like this was one of the most volatile tickers, and now it don't want to do nothing. So this is where we left off yesterday, okay? We were over here. We were right here, as a matter of fact. And Blockchain Cowboy, shout out Blockchain Cowboy, because he told me to take profit. He said, well, hell, at least take 75%. So I didn't take it, and then like right after that, he shot it. But again, I'm not worried about it. I'm still green right now. This is my entry. I'm shorting. I want to see if this plays out down to this blue line. It may or may not. The good news for me is that this was still the weekend, right? This was Sunday. This harsh support right here, it did break through it like when I was asleep. So that tells me whoever had up this wall is no longer there. I feel like they were trying to protect some contagion or something from OM. That's just a super hunch. There's no science behind that. I want to keep that straightforward with you guys so you know. I'm trying to get it set up here. I'm going to make some playlists for the background music so I need the same song the whole time. But anyways, yeah, then we got the pump. I woke up in the morning. I was like, God damn it. But I still had faith because why? Bitcoin is pumping like crazy, y'all. At least it was at first, right? You know, it's like we are in some serious sideways chop right now. But at first, it looked like all of a sudden, man, we're getting the bull market back. Let's see. ETH was someone in the Discord somewhere. ETH was pumping like crazy because here it was, too. At 4 in the morning, pumped like crazy. And then, boop, right here, it dropped. Let me take out the glasses so we can see what we're doing here. So, yeah, then it dropped. You know what I'm saying? So, it's like, what is this sideways chop? And this is what I told you might happen when you see the red dot on the 8-hour, if you remember. So, this is Market Cipher B down here. For those who don't know, these are the blue momentum waves, right? This is always my starting point whenever I start doing my technical analysis, is I look straight at the blue momentum waves. And you can go up and down them on the time frames, but just something I have discovered is that the 8-hour one is the one that seems to mark when we're getting like the larger trend reversal. I should say the beginning of it, the first signal of it. It's not that everything reverses right then. There's usually a pullback, a retracement. So we're going to look at some of the macro stuff, and then later we're going to get to some scalping. I know we got some people who like to scalp who sometimes join the stream a little bit later. So we're going to get into the scalping later. But first, I just want to look at this macro trend because, not macro, I wouldn't say big. It's not, this is a weekly trend, So basically, Bitcoin came up. We got the red dot on the 8-hour, and I said usually you get a retracement. That's what happened. Was that, quote unquote, the retracement? I don't know, because on Bitcoin, this was not very high, and this wave is hella flat. Oftentimes when waves hella flat, you get a pump. We did get a pump. I don't know, right? But then it did mark the 12-hour, did have a red dot, but now it's gone. And, technically, if there's no dot, we're going up. That's what that means. Until there's a dot, technically, on the 12-hour, we're going up. And just like technically, on the 8-hour, we're going down. Now, this is what I want to talk about, is conflicting waves. I can't believe I didn't really go into this, okay? I'll tell you, I studied these waves so closely. It's not just a study. It's like a science project, okay, guys? Like, I'm over here doing A/B testing and stuff. You feel me? So, like, I would watch these on every time frame and think about it like, I don't know, just like two waves crashing in the ocean. If you got a big wave coming down, then and then a big wave coming up, they're fighting each other, right? So technically, we thought this 8-hour might roll over. Remember before that, of course, these were coming down, right? These were heading down. 4 hours started to roll over if we're looking way back here, right? The 4-hour was coming down, but at the same time, back then, the 8-hour was coming up. So it was like they're crashing, and that's what causes this sideways action. They're crashing into each other. What we're waiting for, the big move when we all go, yee, and we just made the, that 200%, 400%, whatever, that crazy move, is right at the moment when all the waves, like imagine if you see multiple waves on the beach, but then the two big ones combine and the little one, and they all just crash, and all of a sudden you get the biggest wave. You're trying to catch that wave like a surfer. You just want to catch it, and then you ride that baby. Ride the blue wave and go broke like a hobo. And I can see that. That's why I love when I found these momentum. There was a one thing missing from my trade, and I swear to God, was these momentum waves. Because I knew that markets work in momentum. I knew that already. I did not have a method to quantify it, and maybe that's on me for not searching hard enough. But this showed me it, and it's been gold ever since. So it really is like when a big one's coming down, because right now the daily is going up, right? It's going up. But this 8-hour was trying to go down until it ran into the daily going up. You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, I'm making it a little bit bigger, right? It's kind of like they really are fighting. If this is going up, and this is the bigger the time frame, like the larger the time frame, the bigger the wave, like the heavier the wave, right? The more massive it is. So it's got a lot of force to turn around. Yeah, definitely. Thank you. Shout out to the Market Cipher crew for sure. It's got a lot of force on the daily. And the 2 days got even more than that. It takes a lot to turn these around, especially to print a dot and everything like that. You get what I'm saying? So that's why, let's see, this is the 3-day. Are we getting a bullish div on the 3-day? Kind of. You could say we're getting a bull div on the 3-day. So that would be the price is coming down, right? Yeah, we're getting a bull div on the 3-day. Price is coming down. And then on the waves, price is going, or I should say, not wave, price. Momentum is going up. What it really means is like the momentum to the downside is slowing down. But look, the question here at this exact moment in time is, did we get the move already, right? This is a move for sure, Was that the move? And then is it going to be another little like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then go, you don't really know. I'm telling you, the longer the time frame, the harder it is to judge it. Not just because it's farther away, but like price action can do a lot in this one big old daily wave, which is why I like to zoom in. So that brings me down to Jasmine. Here we are. Now, when I trade altcoins, you guys, because you guys know I'm the shitcoin king. I love them. I can't help myself. I want that bang for my buck where you just put a little bit of money and it gives you a big ass move. But you have to be careful. I don't recommend that for new people, okay? So we were looking, this is the Fibonacci retracement. We'll see if we could get some of the folks who were here yesterday. We had a great crowd yesterday, too. By the way, shout out to everybody who joined yesterday. This is the Fibonacci retracement. I do not use them. However, I'm going to, Dave, when the community asked me about it, we're going to pull it up. And my question at the time was, okay, but what does it really mean? Because my thesis is this. Anytime I do TA, it's 80% down here first and 20% up here. This is the cake and this is the frosting on top. You could draw some beautiful pictures on top. Frosting sure is great to have, but without the cake, it don't really mean shit. So this is 20% and this is 80% to me. That's to me. All right, you guys can do whatever you want to do. That's what I'm telling you after looking at this stuff closely for hours on end, okay? So we drew the Fibonacci's, right, from the top of this wick from down here. We pulled them. And I asked yesterday, I said, well, what does it mean, if it doesn't go back to the golden pocket, which would be here, right? What does it mean, What does it mean if it comes like this, or if it comes like this, or if it I don't know what that means. Was this right or wrong? The fact that it didn't get all the way up to there, but then it broke down below here, but then it did go back up to there, then it hung around up there. I don't know how to trade off of that is what I'm trying to get at. I do understand that you can have lines on the price chart to give yourself a target. Sure, it eventually hit there, but I could say that about anything. It's eventually going to hit something eventually. I needed it. If I was going long here and my stop loss was tight, I would have needed it to go there before it went down here, right? So I don't know how you trade off that. I'm going to keep it real. I would be looking at this because the moment I saw this rolling over, I would have been like, get out. You know what I'm saying? Cut my losses if I was doing a short-term thing. So it's like, I don't know. We put it on as an experiment. We're going to see how it plays out. We're going to see, right? The thing about this is what it really is, okay? Everything on the price chart to me is a Rorschach test. That's an ink blot test. You see what you want to see. If you're a pattern trader, you could draw a damn picture of anything, anytime, head and shoulders, everything you want to do. You could draw whatever you want whenever you want to draw it, and we can argue over what it looks like constellations in the sky, all right? This down here, it's not really much choice, bro. Like if it was going up and then it was coming down, like that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? This is like 99% accurate, and this is like 50-50. So for me, I'm like, this gives me like price targets and stuff. Like I say, I'm still good up here. I can draw you a hell of a frosting on top of the cake. I definitely can. But without this, the cake ain't going to be satisfying. Okay? So, I never start up here. That's just me. But if you think this is going in your direction, then you go up here to give yourself targets. And maybe that's what you could say you did here. Is that a coincidence, the golden pocket, or is it just kind of like support and resistance for this line here? You know what I'm saying? And that's the other thing. It always depends on what time frame you're at. One time frame, you're going to see your support and resistance a little bit different than a bigger time frame. So anyways, that's my approach, and it works well for me looking at Market Cipher B first. Now, what the hell is going to happen with this coin? I have no idea. It was so volatile. Look at it just coming out of nowhere. Like, look at that volatility, and all of a sudden sideways. And during this time frame, you got a coin like Ethereum, which is like definitely doesn't move, doing all of this whole time. And that's the thing with altcoins, you just never know. You just never know with the altcoins. So that's kind of my overall thesis. So let's say, where is Bitcoin going to go next? Looks like we got a pump, which is a good, right now we're building a lot of liquidity right here. This is going to be a strong like support zone. Whether we go above it or below it, it's going to be a strong support zone in the future, right? But if we're looking at the 8-hour, we got the reversal to give us the dot. Then we got the retracement, and now we're kicking it around here. What I would like to see if I was short is this red. Here's the thing, man. This is not that big of, not deep of a wave on the 12-hour. We're technically bullish right now. This one day is going bullish. We're bullish. I just feel like we could see the way this looks like a massive zigzag. And so the answer to that is you got to scalp. If you want to trade and make some money, you're going to have to zoom in. I've got my one trade open for the group. I have multiple accounts. I have hella trades open in my personal trading account. But since I started live streaming 3 weeks ago, and this is the fourth Monday. So shout out to everybody who's been rocking with me. This is the 17th live stream I ever done in my life, y'all. So appreciate everybody who's been there since day one. My day one's like Blockchain Cowboy. So what we're looking at here is just dumping, teasing all. Exactly, Andrew. Sick of it teasing me. Sometimes you just trade. I'm sick of looking at it. Like, why did you? Honestly, when's the last time you guys haven't seen me hold a trade this long yet? Okay, we should have dumped it yesterday. Here we are, 24 hours later, and we have no decisions made. Right? It's annoying at some point. I still believe that if this is hopium or whatever you got, this is not technical and this is not science. Okay, I believe that if we get a downturn, this is going to fall like a rock. I do not believe that this coin is the coin. All right, I don't buy it. I just don't buy it. Look how bullish it is. I don't buy it. And I keep getting confidence more and more every day by the simple fact that I ain't stopped out yet. We got this big pump and still nobody loves it. You get what I'm saying? Like some of these other coins, man, you want to see the coin that's bullish. Who was on this? Was that you, Andrew, on Tron? Boy, Tron did his thing. Let's look at it on the 1 day. Tron made some major moves, Let's see the 8 hour, I guess. You know, it hit its red dot and kept going. So on the 8 hour. So like, yeah, Tron's been good, but we had such a wacky weekend where stuff was doing whatever it wanted to. It feels like it's trying to figure out, coalesce, get back into place. And I just don't know what. I think we're doing some sideways action for a while, but if my trade survives, we'll say, right? He's running yet? Okay, weekend chick. So yeah, Andrew, yeah, if my trade survives, I think I'm going to win it big, which is why risk versus reward, which is what I was saying, I'm sticking with it. And I don't really got to think about it. I'm not really tripping that hard on you guys. Just keep looking at it like, damn, is it going to, you know, the meme where there's like the guy poking Ethereum with a stick or something, do something. That's kind of what this trade is doing right now. Considering how volatile this coin, I just think that if I catch a bearish run, this thing will go, and I'll collect profit, and maybe it'll bounce again, but I feel like this will happen basically before this. I mean, that's what I'm betting on, and I'm about right in the middle, but my risk versus reward is big in the sense that it hasn't broken above this line since, even though other coins have been popping. Like, I feel like if this was gonna do me wrong, it would have did it here, and it just can't. It's run out of gas. It ran out of buyers just like it did here. Remember, when this got here, everybody else still going. So this is what I'm saying. This is not regular technical analysis. This is me knowing a coin, if you will. And that's different, right? That comes with straight experience. And that's why when you join the Discord group, I'm going to call out my knowledge and my information. I want you guys to do the same. Look, man, I've been watching Tron this whole time. I'll tell you, somebody called it out, and they were like, Tron's just a slow grind up. They said it, you know? Andrew's in a soul short and just waiting on the bigger pullback. I know it wants to revisit 121. Let's take a look at Sol. Sol had been bullish as hell, too. So I don't, yeah, see, it kind of end up doing the same thing. When this happens, it's consolidation is what it's called. But it does, for right now, considering things have been bearish, it kind of feels like we ran out of buyers. You know, like we ran out of gas, kind of. You know, not saying that no one can step in and buy Sol. Of course they can. The people who watch this, like I said, we trade all the time. We're watching the charts every day. So it's like, you know, all I need is one good move, and I'm out. All you need is this one. Right, Andrew? You know what I'm saying? And you're out, you know. You need one retrace back to this moving average, right? This is a 5-day moving average. All you need is one trace back to this, and boom, you probably be out, you know. So I feel it. It's not like he thinks it's going down to nothing. He said 121. So 120, that's here. Here, just below this, we'll call it. Oh, okay, I see. Look, this is what he's probably looking at here. Let me erase some of these lines I don't need anymore. I'm not in these trades, right? So this is Solana. He said 121. So let me draw a line at 121 for you. Oh, that's about at support and resistance right there. So this is Andrew's, what he's looking for. He's looking for the come up, consolidate on this. Let's look at it on the 8 hour. Consolidate and then back down. Like do a little consolidate, you know what I'm saying? And then, give me a couple more here. And then back down. What to here. Right, something like that, right, Andrew? That's conceivable to me. That is actually my working thesis until I see otherwise. However, you know, if you're already in the short, I'm telling you, these sideways ass waves have a weird tendency to sometimes hit you with one of these. I'm telling you, it can happen, especially on a coin like Solana. You see moves like this. Now, granted, it had a couple opportunities to do that to you, and you survive. You're in it now, and you're surviving. What is your entry, Andrew? Yep, you know we're going to try and wick us out tonight. Yeah, exactly. What's your entry? What's your stop loss or whatever? He said at the same time as me. Exactly. What's your entry? What's your stop loss? And let's see what your risk is here. You know, let's see. If I was drawing a line of cut my losses, basically I'm looking for the last wick high, right? Look at this hit. Man, this was exactly at the previous high, huh? Let's see. Like if we put a line right here, man, so you see that, you know what I mean? Those hit exactly on the line. You feel me? So like, is your stop loss a little bit above here? I would assume it's a little bit above here, or it's right just here. So if we do get the scam wick, you get out. I know, to the dollar, right? Like, dang. You got it in the morning after 10. Okay, so let's see, after 10 a.m. Are you 10 a.m.? What time zone are you in, Andrew? I see Canada. East Coast or West Coast? Or, let's see. After 10. So that's like here. If it was 10 o'clock my time, that's here. Hey, are you saying up here? Are you on the East Coast? That might have been here. You might be good. Are you green right now, Andrew? If you're starting off, if you're green right now, you got in here before this dip, which is nice. You just got a little bit of wiggle room here. In which case, I understand. You're trying to wait it out. So that's because that's the same position I'm in with not virtual with Jasmine. I'm like, you know, I got in. I'm technically green right. I didn't get the best entry. I wish I had gotten it about here, but I got the entry here, this orange line. Eastern time. Okay, 133.19. Okay, so 133.19 is where he got in. So let's see where that is. And anybody else, you guys have some trades you want me to look at or something, I'm down to look at them. So holla at your boy Cassius Cuvée in the chat. Join the live stream. Call out in Discord. I'll look at it. I'm doing live streams every day. All right, y'all. You see, I put in the work. I'm ready to grind. I'm ready to work every day. And just so you know, as soon as I get off this and before I'm rushing and doing work, I'm doing computer work, hitting up lawyers and all kind of shit. So, like, I'm all day long looking at the charts. I can't scalp when I'm doing all the other stuff, but, like, I'm here for you guys every day at 4 p.m. That's what I'm going for, all right, unless we get another time or something. So, but I'm dedicated to y'all, all right? And to the people in my Discord can vouch for it. I post stuff all day in the Discord as soon as I wake up in the morning. And so I love it when y'all engage and have suggestions and questions or whatever. This is a cool entry to me. All right, what 133? 133.19. This is what I'm gonna do for you. We're gonna do it exactly, and we're gonna write it on here. This is Andrew. Oh, come on. Go to the 5 minute when that was 10:55 closed. Okay. So we writing this is Andrew's position right here. I got to make it my colors though. So now you got to keep checking in, Andrew. Okay. 5 minute 10:55 Eastern. Okay, so that would be 7:55 my time. Let's take a look. 5 minute chart. 7:55. Yeah, right. Bang. Yeah, no, you caught it right before the dip. And this is great. I know it feels great when you get in right before you caught this dot here. You know what I'm saying? Right before the blood diamond. And now you got that wiggle room. That's a pretty good entry, you know? I mean, if you were like scalping, you'd be like, give me my money right here. But, yeah, you're going for the big swing, and I don't blame you. You waited till this. You kind of got a confirmation, got a scam look. You're like, look, man, this don't want to break any higher. It's Monday. There's no more weirdo stuff on the weekends. You know what I'm saying? Just didn't like that wick to the left. But maybe that was the wick. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that was the one because I'm dealing with the same thing, right? Maybe that was the one that made it. That was the scam wick maybe. This one here. You know what I'm saying? Now on Jasmine, same idea. But that wick, see, look at it this way too, Andrew. And again, this is risk versus reward, right? This doesn't mean it's going to happen, but we already showed how this wick hit this exactly. That one wick, right? Yep, there's for sure right on the 1 hour. We're on the 1 hour right now, right? That wick, though, that tells me that there was enough people who said, no, enough's enough on this, right? Like just in real world money, like buyers stepped in or money stepped in. I don't know if it's a market maker. Somebody stepped in, though, and was like, enough's enough on this ticker. We're not going higher than this wick. Now, I don't mean that's not going to, it can't break through. But when you're sitting green on a trade and you're trying to pick a top of a little, swing cycle, weekly cycle or whatever, that's not a bad thing to look at. You know what I'm saying? Okay, it's risk versus reward. I mean, if you're going to trade, you got to enter on for some reason. That's a good enough reason. You got a pretty good entry, right? You got an entry right at this rough support, this support zone. You know what I'm saying? So now, yeah, you're waiting for it to drop down. It's basically the same trade as mine at this point. Mine got to its part a little bit quicker. This was 4 a.m. my time. And let's see. It was a slower, steadier burn. It peaked here, 1,301, right? So it was later. But now they're both doing that same consolidation. And it's like, okay, well, where's the group of buyers that are about to come in and just push this to the moon? I don't know. But I'll put it this way. If they do come in, that's why you have a stop loss, say, like right here. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe just above the wick just in case you get the scam wick or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's like, they got to prove that to me. Otherwise, I'm just waiting for the momentum to roll over. You know what I'm saying? It's tough because this is a flat-ass wave, But, like, this could definitely do, like that could definitely happen. You're not asking for too much is all I'm saying. Plus, okay, yeah, look, you're right above the support and resistance, right? So, yeah, taking profit, I like to do that too just a little bit before just in case it gets close because you'd hate to miss it by a little bit if you were asleep or something, right? So, instead of taking profit right at my support and resistance line, and who's to say my line is perfect, right? But you're a little bit higher. You're right at this candle wick, right? Right here. To me, that's a fair go for it if you're trying to get a big swing. I'm telling you, it's the same shit I'm doing here. Same shit. So let's take a look though at some scalping plays, okay? Because here's the thing: while we got all this damn sideways chop going, we want to try to get some we want to try to make some money. You feel me? So let's zoom in for a minute here. I'm trying to find a ticker that's been volatile. Like, here we go, Ethereum, okay? And Ethereum is relatively safe, too. There's one thing I like about it. Safe is a relative word. But it's not going to do, if you're shorting, I'm saying, excuse me, if we're shorting, it's not going to go all of a sudden just to the moon, bro. I'm sorry. Like, if Ethereum did that, you would get stopped out, and it would just be because of some, I don't know what news. Vitalik just signed a deal with Trump or something. I don't know what news is making Ethereum go to the moon at this point. Just don't see it. So, congrats to anybody who got caught a short up here. But look how volatile it's been. So, we're looking at the 1 hour, right? You could trade all this. You know what I'm saying? So let's try to look at the more real-time 1 hour. If you started shorting here, the way the scalping strategy work, you could start shorting here, right? So this is at 6 a.m. So anytime after 6 a.m., we're basically selling the rips. It's basically on the 10-minute, okay? So 6 a.m. was here. So this downward action is what gave it that red dot on the 1 hour, right? And now remember I said you don't enter your short yet. You want to wait till the next red dot because it's going to be, we know that there's going to already be a red dot on the 10-minute for the 1 hour. So we haven't shorted yet, and sure enough we didn't because it was going to go green. Boom, boom. If you had entered here, look, this has been perfect for the scalping strategy. You would have caught this red dot here. You would have entered here. You would have rolled that sucker all the way down, and you would have taken profit somewhere here. Somewhere in here, you would have taken profit. You would have waited. You would have got out. I mean, you would have been out, I should say, and then you would have got back in here. You would have come down. You would have been a little break even here, but then you would have got in again, and boom, you would have made that money. Then you would have got out. Back up here a little bit. It wasn't really doing anything, and then boom, you would have caught that move. And then you would have gave back some. You've been kind of mad. You're sitting kind of even, but you're probably sitting green right now. Well, you would have got out here, made a little bit of money. In, out, quick one, maybe net negative with the fees, and now you're out right now, just waiting and watching. If you were doing a scalping strategy, you would be looking at this, and you'd be like, okay, well, eventually this 1 hour move is going to be over, so maybe we would sit back and wait at this point, right? We'd sit back and wait and see if this rolls over and goes up. I mean, it's really that straightforward. It's pretty simple. Pretty simple. And you could do it in Breakout Prop, or you can do it in Phemex. Come on, Breakout Prop. So here's Ethereum. Let's see. Now's not a good time to jump in. I kind of want to jump in it to see, but this is like, I don't like entering at the end of the move, okay? Like when I'm just checking, okay, let's say I wake up in the morning, I want to do some scalping today. I'm looking at these 1 hour waves. First of all, I'm looking at all the time frames, right? I'm like, is the general trend bullish or bearish? Technically, the general trend is bullish, right? We got a green dot on the 1 day was the last thing we've seen, right? 12 hour, still, it's bullish. I mean, to me, it's like we're right in that middle chop. You get what I'm saying? Which means probably get a scan book up before it comes back down. So I'm going down the waves, and I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at them. I'm like, okay, I'm seeing right now we got a lot of chop, but the last 1 hour wave gave me all of this. I'm probably not going short right here, I probably have to wait, maybe go eat breakfast or something, work out or something, and come back and see if we getting this to roll over like this or what's going on. I don't like entering at the end. I want to enter here when the wave is a little bit higher. And then let's say you're on Breakout Prop. You would have caught all these moves. Man, let's see. That's the 1 minute. Wait, let's see real quick. What's the 10-minute lows? I usually am just on the 1 minute in Breakout Prop. Come on. Reload. Yeah, trust me, you want to clear your cache and stuff on here. I just did that yesterday. I don't know why I was tripping. Anyways, reload. So, yeah, this was that peak then. There was a 6 a.m. Let's see. 6 a.m. was here. Oh, no. This is not on my – is this on the correct time? This is on my time, yeah. So 6 a.m. was here. Oh, yeah, and it did that one more. Exactly, and you would have caught this one down. Man, in Breakout Prop, that's like a big move. That could be a lot of money depending on how big your position is. I don't want to trade it right now. Let me see. Is there anything we want to trade on here today? Let me see. There was something else I want to talk to you guys about, though, before I jump into a trade here. Let me see real quick. I always take my notes throughout the day. I'll be thinking about stuff. Oh, yeah, I talked about how the waves are fighting each other. And just in general, how I've been around for so damn long. That's why I showed that guy a diamond. See, I talked about everything I want to talk about today. Also, I got to say this real quick, you guys. The contest. So, Andrew, shout out you in the Discord. We're doing the invitation contest. If you are part of the Discord already, we are having a contest where you can win One-on-one, 1 hour with Cassius Cuvée, your boy right here, yours truly. And we'll do a Zoom. We'll go over every strategy you want to talk about, whatever you want to talk about. Pull up the charts. We'll look at anything you're trading, whatever you want to do for 1 hour Zoom. That is the reward, and it's an invite contest. So inside Discord, you can go get your own invite link. You're going to check let me pull it up. Let me just pull it up. What am I doing? Check the announcements section. Go to announcements. And here are the rules, okay? So this is how you participate. This is my first challenge, y'all. It's the invite challenge, the first contest. So you're going to click on this drop down. You're going to click the invite link, and then you're going to copy your own personal invite link. Then what you're going to do is send it to as many people as possible. Explain to them how it works. You know what I'm saying? All they got to do is create a Phemex account with my Phemex referral code, which is right up here on the screen, GMMNX5. And then when they do that, they're going to then be able to enter their user ID into a bot, it's a verify bot, and it's going to automatically verify them. After that, there's only one more step. You got to put in your information to start the free trial. You get 1 year for free. And that's it. Just tell them how to do it. And but make sure they use your Discord invite link, and then obviously my Phemex invite link in order to join the Discord. So that'll get you in. And then in this contest lasts 1 week. So next Sunday, we're going to end it. And we're going to tell up whoever has the most invites, that's who's going to win. So we got 1 week, man. The week pretty much just started. Shout out to everybody who's participating. I love y'all for being active in the group. And, I'm going to reward you guys. And as we go on, we're going to have bigger and badder contests. We're just testing out this first one right now. And thank you, Andrew, also for calling out the fact that it wasn't working. Got my admin right on it. So, yeah, man, I'm not going to go too long in this stream today. Appreciate y'all for being faithful and loyal and stuff. And always being here rocking with your boy. And, I got to ask you guys something, by the way, okay? Just as a YouTube thing. So I know yesterday was Sunday. I thought I wasn't going to get that many people. A lot of people not joining lives, I guess, on the weekend sometimes. But I'm trying to do it every day, right? I'm trying to be here every day with crypto 24/7. But, I got the most people ever in the live stream yesterday. And I wonder if it had to do with the thumbnail. And they always say this, right, on the YouTube videos. They want you to have the shock face. Oh, my God. What did Bitcoin do? Oh, my God. And it triggers something either consciously or subconsciously in people to click on it. Let's see what happened. Do you think that is why I had the most engagement and the most people ever in yesterday? It was the one time I switched up the thumbnail. You guys can understand, I'm not a thumbnail maker. You know what I'm saying? I got my one little template, and I don't even have time. So I'm just I'm usually just swapping it out minutes before I put it up, And I had a little bit of time yesterday, and I knew I was let me try the shock face, but I don't have any photos. I got to take some photos of myself doing oh my God. I was already fooling around with the AI app, and I was let me just try something real quick. So I didn't really get to do any AI crazy stuff, but I did the super zoom in. I made it bigger than I could because I was just trying to cover up, the one I always use. And it turns out, even when somebody came in late and he said it out, that was hella funny. Because I knew I looked crazy, but I didn't say nothing until someone in the chat said something. And I'm I guess I got to do that every time now, huh? Is that what's going to get more people in the live stream, is if I put a crazy-ass thumbnail, my face looking crazy? Because that's what everybody do. And it always makes me laugh because it's this fool look ridiculous. Anyways, you're probably going to see your boy Cassius Cuvée making some funny faces on the thumbnail because I'm a jackass with it. When there's a little hack, a little trick that people do that is honestly it's stupid, but it works, so people got to do it, and it makes you look goofy or cringy or whatever, I'll ham it up. Don't show me the formula. You feel me? Carl from the Moon, Jason Casper. Yeah, of course. Everybody do it. It's not just even non-crypto people. Everybody got to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm I watch the YouTube videos that teach you how to go viral or blah, 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 right? It must, Blockchain Cowboy, right? It must work if they all do it, right? It's one of those things, right? So I'm okay, if that's what I got to do, right? It's a thing. But look, okay, how many viewers I got today versus yesterday, right? The first time I cracked 100. So shout out to everybody who joined yesterday. I had people texting me. Literally texting me, talking about, that was a great stream yesterday. I was I didn't even know you was in the stream. Why don't you say something in the chat? I still got to get in the Discord. Well, get your ass in the Discord then. So anyways, I'm you know what? I'm going to do it. I got to go. What I got to do is take some crazy-ass pictures, but I'm trying to think how crazy I want to be. You guys, when I ain't ridiculous, I'm being dead serious. So when we on the charts, yes, I'm dead serious. But the rest of the time, I'm a damn fool. So, I might just go ham on the thumbnails, or something crazy. Is this what you want to see? Something hella stupid just to get people like, oh my God, I can't believe the sky is falling. If you guys don't watch my live stream, I don't know what's going to happen to you. If that's what it takes to get people to join a live stream, oh my God, don't test me. I'm telling you, I go hard than a mug. You can't be more ridiculous than me. I promise you this. I promise you. Look, I'm already getting hot thinking about how ridiculous I'm going to be on all my thumbnails. Think about it. This fool, he's a damn fool. First time I had to take off my shirt. I'm already getting amped up back here. We should probably, we can put on some music we could flow to maybe. Check it out. I made this beat a minute ago, like years ago. Can y'all hear that better now? Let's see. Which? It should be louder now, right? Never got to make a song out of it. So that's my cousin Benzo Brown on the hook. Rest in peace, Benzo Brown. He passed away last year.
No lie, no lie.
Can you hear the beat?
That's no lie.
Black Tin Cowboy.
And that's no lie. And that's no lie. And that's no lie, no lie.
Lag on the mic. Check it out. Okay. Look. It's not that loud in my ears, yo. Spitting freestyles daily, we trading. I don't give a damn, we going south fading. Long or short, we do it for the sport. Riding around, getting high up in Newport. I don't even really care. Everybody stare, throwing up the money, see it in the glare. I got so much game, I gotta share. Can't try to battle me, it ain't fair. Look, the beat was knocking. Every time I'm hit the block and the goal be shocking. Everybody see me talking, they straight keep walking. When I get away, you see blood in the bay all day. What can I say? Freestyle for life. Just gotta get the shit out my mind. Put on the stage, drop line. Trying to commit crime now.
That's no lie, no lie.
Second legitimate.
That's no lie.
Going around, rolling around
That's
like
no
I'm
lie.
5-0.
That's no lie.
Gotta get the money straight.
That's no lie, no lie.
Every single day though, shining like I got a piece. Motherfuckers wanna battle me, you gotta treat me like I'm the king. I do my thing. Everywhere I go, I got to go like this and like that. And as a matter of fact, every day when I trade, then I stay on the track. It's like that. I be spitting it whack, but I don't even give a damn. It's much better than singing rap. Brand New Plug was my album name, y'all. I got a brand new plug, you feel me? And that's this finance game. And we ain't gonna stop trading. That's all I got for y'all today, man. Quick little freestyle with your boy Cassius Cuvée. We having a little fun with it, you know what I'm saying? I might have to come back with it with the crazy thumbnail. Like,
That's no lie.
oh my God!
That's no lie.
Price action happened today.
And that's
the truth
no
is,
lie.
nothing, my trade didn't do shit.
And that's no lie, no lie. And that's no lie.
That's no lie.
And that's no lie. And that's no lie. And that's no lie, no lie.
All right, y'all. That's all I got for y'all today. Remember, contest in the Discord. Your boy Cassius Cuvée here every day, 4 p.m. Every day, 4 p.m. West Coast time. And we're going to throw up the dubs. And listen, if I see a move coming in the Discord, I got
That's
you.
no lie.
If y'all see a move coming in the Discord,
That's
come in,
no lie.
put it in the Discord too, in the general chat.
That's no lie.
I appreciate y'all. All my
That's no
mods,
lie,
everybody,
no
my
lie.
loyal crew.
That's no lie.
We're going to come back with it tomorrow.
And that's no lie.
All right, y'all. Peace.
And that's no lie. And that's no lie, no lie.